Hello everyone, Innovative Novel, Namaskar. Welcome back to our Novel Environment Academy YouTube channel. Myself, Manjit Patel, your science teacher. First of all, I would like to welcome you all in our online classes. Hope you will stay with me till the end of my class. Now, and our lesson name is invertebrates. Animals like earthworm, mosquito, grasshopper, butterfly, snail, etc. do not have backbones or vertebral column. Animals like earthworm, mosquito, grasshopper, butterfly, honeybee, snail, etc. do not have backbone or vertebral column. These animals are called invertebrates. They are primitive animals having less developed organs or system. Invertebrates animals have less developed system or organs. Invertebrates are those animals which do not have backbone or vertebral column. Invertebrates are those animals which do not have backbone or vertebral column. Examples: mosquito, butterfly, snail, etc. Now I am going to repeat once more. Animals like earthworm, mosquito, grasshopper, butterfly, honeybee, snail, etc. do not have backbone or vertebral column. These animals are called vertebrates. They are primitive animals having less developed organs and system. Invertebrates are those animals which do not have backbone or vertebral column. Examples: mosquito, butterfly, snail, etc. Now, what characteristics of the invertebrates? What are the characteristics of the invertebrates? How can we identify the animals are invertebrates or not? The invertebrates do not have backbone or vertebral column. Number one, invertebrates animals do not have backbone or vertebral column. Number two, some of them are unicellular and the rest are multicellular. Some of the invertebrates animals are unicellular. Unicellular means the animals which have only one cell, and the rest are the multicellular. Multicellular means the organs which have one or some of them are unicellular and the rest are the multicellular. Unicellular means the animals, the organs which have the animals which have only one cell, consist of only one cell, and the rest are the multicellular. Multicellular means the animals which have more than one cell. Number three, their organs and system are less developed. Invertebrates animals organs and the systems are less developed. Number four, their body may have a hard protective covering. Their body may have a hard protecting covering. And number five, they are found in land, air and water. These are the characteristics of the invertebrates. Now I am going to repeat once more. Characteristics of the invertebrates. How can we identify these animals are invertebrate or not? Number one point, invertebrates do not have backbone or vertebral column. Number two, some of them are unicellular and rest are multicellular. Unicellular means the animals having only one cell, and the multicellular means the animals having more than one cell. Number three, their organs and system are less developed. Their body organs are less developed. Number four, their body may have a hard protective covering. Their body consists may or may not be have a hard protective covering. They are found in land, air and water. Invertebrates animals found in land, air and water. Now, invertebrates are classified into 9 phylum. So we are going to study about the classification of the invertebrates. on the basis of structure and the development. On the basis of the structure and the developments, structure means size or shape. Size and the shape, invertebrates are classified into 9 phyla or group. Invertebrates are classified into 9 phyla or group. They are as follows. Number 1, Protozoa. Number 2, Porifera. Number 3, Collincata. Number 4, Platyhelminthes. Number 5, Aschelanthes. 6, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and last, intro classification of invertebrates. On the basis of structure and development, invertebrates are classified into 9 phylum. Number 1, phylum Protozoa. Phylum Protozoa consists of unicellular and microscopic animals. Unicellular means the organisms consisting of only one cell. And microscopic animals. Protozoa are very small, which cannot be seen with our naked eyes. So, protozoa cannot be seen with our naked eyes. So, they are microscopic animals. They can be seen with the help of the microscope. Habitat means the place where they live. Protozoa are commonly found in the water and the moist place. Protozoa are found in the water and the moist place. Some of them are found inside the body of the animals as parasites. Phylum Protozoa are found in the water and the moist place, and they are also found in the body of other animals as parasites. And what are the features? Features means the characteristics of the Protozoa. Protozoa are unicellular and microscopic animal. Number 2, they breathe through the general body surface. Protozoa breathe through the general body surface. They reproduce by fission, that is binary fission or multiple fission. And fissions means the method of reproducing in which an organism divide into 2 or more than 2 daughter organisms is called fission. The method of reproduction in which an organism divided into 2 or more than 2 daughter organisms is called fission. There are 2 types of fission. They are binary fission or multiple fission. B. All life process of protozoa occurs in a single cell. This protozoa occurs in a only single cell. These are the examples of phylum Protozoa. Number 1, Amoeba. Number 2, Paramecium. Number 3, Iglina. And number 4, Plasmodium. They breathe through the general surface area. On the at the side of the area, they breathe through the air. These are the examples of phylum Protozoa. Number 1, Amoeba, Paramecium, Iglina, and Plasmodium. These are the examples of the protozoa. Number 1, Amoeba, Paramecium, Iglina, and Plasmodium. They breathe through the outer part of their surface, and they all occur in a only single cell. Number 2, Phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera consists of multicellular animals having numerous means many pores. Pores means the holes in their body. Phylum Porifera consists of multicellular animals having many holes in their body. They are commonly known as sponges. Phylum Porifera are commonly known as sponges. And now habitat. These Phylum Porifera are found in the fresh water and sea water. Marine water means sea water. Their body remains attached to the substance with the help of the basal discs. Basal discs means the bottom part of the plants. Silent features. How can we identify the plants or the animals are invertebrates? How can we identify How can we identify the invertebrates? Animals are classified into the phylum Porifera. They are classified by these points. Number one, they have numerous pores in their body. They have many holes in their body organs. They are multicellular animals. The animals consist of two or more than two cells. They do not have head, eye, and legs. This phylum Porifera do not consist of head, eyes, and legs. Their body is attached on the surface of wood, rocks, etc. with the help of basal discs. This phylum Porifera are attached with the surface of wood, rocks, etc. with the help of the basal discs. And these are the examples of phylum Porifera. Number one, Cycon, Spongilla, and Euspongia. These are attached on the surface of wood or rocks, and they are attached with the basal discs. Basal discs are the bottom part of their animals. 3. Phylum Coryntata. Phylum Coryntata consists of aquatic invertebrates having a hollow body cavity called coryntron. This coryntata consists of a hollow body cavity called a coryntron. Habitat coryntons are found in fresh water and in marine water. They are found in fresh water and marine water. Marine water means sea. Silent features. Corynthates have a coryntron that is hollow body cavities. Their body are hollow in shape. Mouth is offset. Number 2. Their features. Mouth is present but anus is offset. Number 3. Mouth remains surrounded by their tentacles. Tentacles are long and thin part of the body. They help in the movement and catching the food. Once more, tentacles are long and thin part of the body. They help in movement and catching the food. And number 4 point of their features, they reproduce by budding and regenerating. Now, budding is a method of reproduction in which birds develop in the body of an organism. Budding is the method of reproduction in which birds develops in the body of an organism. And regeneration is a method of reproduction in which an organism divides into two or more than two. Regeneration is the method of reproduction in which an organism divides into two or more than two pieces and each of them develops in a new organisms. Number 5th point, breathing takes place through the general body surface. This coryntata breathe through the general body surface. Their examples are Hydra, sea anemone, and last cholera. These are the examples of phylum Coryntata. Number 1, Hydra. This Hydra's shape is inside it is hollow cavity which is called coryntron. And number 2, sea anemone, and last cholera. This is known as the budding process. Budding is the method of reproduction in which a bird develops in the body of the organism. This is known as buds. Now I am going to give you the homework. Number 1, define invertebrates and write any 3 characteristics of invertebrates. 2, write any 3 silent features of Porifera. 3, why protozoa are called microscopic animal. 4, what do you mean by budding and regeneration? Thank you. If you are new in our YouTube channel, please subscribe our channel and touch the bell icon, and please like, share and comment to our channel. Thank you.